Hey guys, I told you I was going to do the plastic bag trick, so here you go. Okay guys, I told you I was going to do this, so I got my 32-gallon bag, I got my tape, and I got my controller so I can turn the fan on. So let's check this out. Let's see how it works. Okay guys, so my wife says I'm a little weird, and she's probably right. So what I did was I took my 32-gallon construction cleanup bag, and I went ahead and blue taped him. I got a gap there. I'll fill that in before we do the video. I got the fan off. I'm going to tape this up a little bit better. So it's a 32-gallon bag. I figure I'm probably losing a gallon because I got a little bit of it taped down. Let's call it 30 gallons just for the sake of this video. And I'm going to get my stopwatch on my phone going, and let's see how fast she fills up. I wish I had another camera, but my little GoPro kind of sucks. I don't really like it, so I'll have to get the stopwatch off camera, but I'm going to tape this up a little better. I'm going to turn the cooling on to this zone by itself, so it's full speed, and I'm going to time how long it takes to fill this bag up. I'll be back. Alright guys, I've taped it up better so it's good. Let's do this. I'm just going to count it out. I can watch the timer on my video timer here on the phone. So, you know, I won't get fractions or anything, but let's just get full seconds. Let's see if this works. So I'm going to go ahead. I got my controller here. Let's put let's see, master bed. Okay, that's this zone. And let's do cool, and let's turn it down, and let's wait for it to come on, and we'll time it. So it should be clicking any second. We'll watch the bag fill up. Might have to wait for the delay. Yeah, it's probably going to be a few minute delay because it's got those stupid Vision Pros. I could go down and put it on test mode, but... Alright, hold on. Oh, there it goes. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's... Right, so... Okay guys, we're fully inflated. So what I'm going to do is, let's redo this again. I think it was about 7 or 8 seconds, so let's do this again. This is kind of fun. Okay guys, we're just waiting for the delays to stop and the system to kick off, and then I'll kick it back on. It's doing its post-purge. But what I'm going to do this time is make sure the bag doesn't get caught on the bed. That's what happened. So it didn't fully inflate. Like, see how it's all pushed up now? And we'll get a real reading on it. That's kind of cool. It's been probably 25 years since I did this. An old school tech taught me this a long time ago. He didn't want to buy a flow hood, and it actually worked. We could dial stuff in pretty good, and the customers were happy. So let's wait for it to shut off, wait for the bag to deflate, and we'll do it again. Okay guys, we're back for this weirdness. So the bag is fully deflated. I let all the air out. I just popped some of the tape and pushed the air out. What I forgot is this is on the zone panel, so it's got that post-purge. I could run out and make it stop, but we're good now. Let's put the cooling back on. I'm gonna try to pull these flaps up as it goes so it doesn't hit anything, and then we'll count how long it takes the bag to open. So let's do this. Let's go back to cool, and she's on 65, so it'll take her a second to come on, and see what we get. Kind of looks like Yoda right now. All right, and I'll count. So I'll count where my camera's on as far as seconds. So I can see the counter in front of me. Then we'll do the math. I'll show you the math out on the whiteboard. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, guys, that was almost 6 seconds on the dot. So let's go do the math, and I can tell you how many CFMs this register's getting. Pretty cool, huh? I'm not going to complain. You can do this on your own system and balance it out. I'm telling you, it works. So, yeah, 6 seconds to fill up, and we're going to call it. It's almost the whole bag. Let's go. We'll do 31 gallons and do the formula on that. So let's go over to the whiteboard. All right, guys, we're over to the whiteboard here. So let's do the math here. So that's I said it wrong. It's not a 32-gallon trash bag. It's a 42-gallon. Let's say we lost a gallon just by taping it down, and maybe that is the full 42. Whatever. This is fun to do. So, 1 gallon equals 1 cubic foot. Or sorry, 1 gallon is 0.134 cubic feet. Okay. So let's say 41 gallons equals 5.49 cubic feet. We filled that bag up in 6 seconds. That's 1/10 of a minute, okay? So what we're going to do is times that 5.49 times 10, and that gives us our 55 CFM, 54.9 CFM. And that's pretty good. That's about what that room needs. It's a small room. But it's pretty cool. If we change this, let's say it filled up the whole bag to 42, to change it a little bit, and we'd be more closer to 60, whatever, you know. It's a good way to verify that you're getting airflow to all rooms. So you could take that bag and take it down to all your rooms and see if you're getting even, if the rooms are equally sized. Kind of cool, though, watching that plastic bag blow up on there. So, yeah, if you don't want to buy a flow hood, buy yourself a hefty bag and some blue tape and go crazy. Thanks for watching, guys. Hey guys, Seton HVAC here. Today's video is just going to be a quick little flaring tutorial. Basically, I went out on a Mitsubishi and made some flaring connections, some splices, hooked up a branch box, hooked up a heat pump. Kind of show you some of the tools and how they work, how I do it, the brands that I like to use. So yeah, enjoy a Sunday video. Good morning, guys. It's Seton HVAC here. It is Sunday, July 7th, 2024. I went ahead and switched my Saturday project for today. This is hooking up those Mitsubishi mini splits down in Sun River, Oregon. You know, I really got to quit taking on these jobs that are a long ways away. I dread these drives. You know, you guys that live in the big city would probably laugh at me, but you know, at least it's Sunday and there's not much traffic, you know, so I don't mind doing it. It's just I like jobs closer to home. What can I say? Puts less wear and tear on my truck and less stress driving on the roads. But hey, it's a beautiful sunny day, and it's gonna be low triple digits today through at least Tuesday or Wednesday is what they're saying, and then it's gonna cool off down to mid to upper 90s. So you know, we'll have to get the sport jacket out. It's gonna get cold. So yeah, we're rocking and rolling. Summertime, boy. There's been some fires that have been flaring up around. There was actually one in town here in Redmond last night that almost got out of hand. They got it contained. I think it got up to about 250 to 300 acres. But you know, guys are still shooting. Guys and girls are still shooting fireworks off, and we have critical fire conditions here. You know, warm temperatures, very, very low humidities, windy, you know, all the ingredients are there. So I expect it to get real smoky around here, which is gonna, you know, make my phone really ring, because some people can live without air conditioning around here, but, you know, because they can crack their windows open. But when it gets smoky, you gotta seal your house up, and you still gotta stay cool. So it makes the phone start ringing, because people are really worried about the smoke around here, and they're, you know, sensitive to it. So I'm gonna head down to this job tomorrow. I got that 2-zone Mitsubishi out on Crooked River Ranch starting, and then I got another 3-zone system that is in Bend, Oregon. So look forward to getting content on those. I'll try to get you some good content today about how to flare and how to put together these mini split systems. So I will talk to you soon. Okay guys, so we're here on site. If you look here, he's got nice cellulose filled walls. Like I said, this is the job where he did all the ductwork himself. I mean, it's very nice work that he did. It's all rigid duct. He sealed it up all nice. He's only got little flex runs at the end. These are 2 concealed ducted units. I'll get you better pictures of the stuff. I just have splices here for the refrigerant lines that I got to put on each of these. These are the PEAD ducted units. So yeah, let's walk over to the other one. So here's where my connections need to be made. So I have these lines he roughed in here that are kind of just tucked over there. I have to bend those around and flare those in there. And if you come over here, we have splice number 2. So he's going to put access panels there. So it's not a big deal. We're going to flare it. And then he's just going to have a panel that'll come off if there's ever a potential future issue with the flare. And let's walk over to the other concealed ducted unit, another PEAD. I believe they're 3-ton units, 5/8, 3/8 lines. So if you look over here, he's got those lines roughed in right there. And then my connections are right there. So I just got to cut and bend and flare those in. And then we're going to go over to the last part of this. As you can see, he did a really nice job on this house. He did everything himself. So all his own plumbing, electrical, etc. And then we have our branch box there. So we got to tie our 5/8, 3/8 from the outdoor unit there. And then if I can get there, that's where our two PEAD units are going to go in there. And then the wiring and everything. But I'm only going to do the flaring today and get everything on pressure test. So let's walk out here. So he's got his lines there. The heat pump's just on the other side of this wall. So he's got his lines roughed down there. We're going to come through, and then I'll show you the outdoor unit once I make it out there. I'm going to get flaring. Okay, so these lines were over there, and there was about 8 feet he had tucked over there. So I got them cut and moved over. So let's do some assembly. Okay, so we got our little Black Max flaring block, our Nylog Blue Goop and Schmear, and our Black Max torque wrench. This is basically what you need to make these flares up. I have a reamer for these. I just got to grab it, but always ream it out first too if you can. If it's pointing up, don't ream it because you'll get the all the crap inside of the pipe. So yeah, let's get started. All right, let me show you what we got here, guys. So this is your flaring block. So it's got different holes for each size of your copper, and then it's got a little stop on it here. So what you do is you slide your copper in that way, and then that closes, and then this is your little stop here. That's as far as you want to push the copper through. Then you slide your stop out of the way, and then you move the flaring tool down to on top of the pipe. Tighten it down with this handle here, and then just go down until it clicks. Once it clicks, release it, open it back up, and you have a good flare. So what we have here is our lines prepped. I have them cut. I have my flares on there. I'm going to make the flares up and connect this guy. All right, next step, Nylog Blue right here. So I have my flares made up right there, all ready to go. you want to put a small drop of this on the back side of your flare there, and just one little drop on each of the threads. And then we have to torque them down to specs. Let's go see what that is. Okay, so I'm referencing the branch box instructions, but the torquing will be the same. So what we want to do is look for our size of pipe. So our 5/8 is going to be 68 to 82. So I like to go on the lower end, so we'll probably do 72. And then for our 3/8, we're looking at 34 to 42, so we'll go probably about 36. So 72 and 36. Okay guys, I want you to let you know I didn't over tighten those, so I was not paying attention to my my numbers there. So we want to be foot-pounds. I was doing whatever that other number is. So on our 3/8, you know, I usually have a preset in my torque wrench for 32, so that's what I put it at. And then for my 5/8, you know, that's probably way high, so I'm going to be somewhere in there. So I'll probably just do, I got a preset of 57 is what I normally do for them. So I'll do 57 and 57 around 32. So I'm going to be in between those two. So yeah, 57, 32. Now that we got it, let's do it. Okay, we're all connected. Torqued to manufacturer specs. Drop of nylog on each fitting. Should not be a leaker. Let's go on to the next one. So we're back over at this one now. So you get your 5/8 here and your 3/8 there. We're just going to cut this to fit. I might have to use my tubing benders possibly if it's too tight. Let's make this up. All right, change of plans on this one. He doesn't have the double male splicers to go in between to make this connection, so I'm just going to braze it. I'm going to get nitro hooked up on the branch box side of this run, so I'm flowing nitro while I braze this in. So that's fine. Then he doesn't have to put an access panel here. We'll have a nice solid connection. I'm going to get it under test today. So okay, we got the pipes all bent up into place. Now it's time to go get our trusty spin tool, make our connections. All right, we got them swedged and connected. Let me show you how that works. So it basically just makes the outside dimension a little wider than the pipe it's going into. Never had to buy a fitting in 10 years. So let's get that put back together and let's get this brazed up. All right, just shut the nitro back off. We have brazed joints. Let's move on to the next one. This one's going to be a little tricky because it is tied up in there. Just getting my wrenches and stuff, so this one might take a bit. All right, that one's in there. A lot of cussing off camera, but I got her in there. It was a tight one. A lot tighter than what this video shows. Let's move on to the branch box. Okay, all of our connections on the branch box are 5/8, 3/8, and I think what they give you is no, hold on, I said that wrong. Our 3/8 quarter, and we have to go up to 5/8, 3/8. So I got these 4 adapters. Let's make this branch box up. All right, we got all of our branch box connections all done here. Took a little bit of doing just with the adapters and switching the wrenches around, you know, adjusting the wrenches and switching my my torque wrench about 50 times. So let's move on to the last splice. So here's the heat pump, guys. So that last splice is coming right through that that outlet there. So I think I'm going to do is come underneath the unit, and there's a knockout underneath. The connections are like up here in the unit, so it'll come down and over. Make it as clean as we can. Let's go do that last splice. It's warm out here, so I'm going to get this done, get it on pressure, and not do anything else today. It's Sunday, for crying out loud. Okay, I can't do this with one hand. You get the gist of this. There we are, all swaged and put together just like the other side. Time to braise. There we are, just like the other side. Let's go turn the nitro off, and we'll head outside in the bright sun, hot sun, and finish her up. Okay, so we're out here at the heat pump. You can see my line pull through. The other side of the wall is where that braze was that I just did, that connection. So what we're going to do is come up as high as we can under the unit, and then it gives you this knockout here. I'm just going to grab my hole saw and drill a hole through there, and we'll pull her up and get her flared right there. Throw some nitrogen in it, and we'll be good. Nice unit. What is this one? This is a, get my shadow out of the way. MXZ SM4 2NAMHZ. And he's applying, what is he applying to this? I'll have to look. But, yeah, it's a 3.5 ton unit. So hopefully, hopefully it didn't get screwed up here. All right, guys, I got her on test. She is, I'm just going to leave her right there at 329.8. I'm going to take my gauges off and cap it. So if I'm over 300, I'm not coming back till Wednesday. If I'm over 300, then I should be fine. So, you know, and then I'll hook a pressure gauge up to it for a little bit when I come back Wednesday, just to make sure we're still good. But I'm pretty confident in my flares. They're pretty solid, and I know the brazes are solid. So Super Tech diffusion time. That'll get all cleaned up and strapped up nice. This is rough in stage. I'll make all that look good. So yeah, put a wrap on this Sunday, and come back Wednesday, do communication wiring, drains, cleaning this stuff up real nice and pretty. Homeowner's going to get his electrical in for me before I come back, and on Wednesday this guy will be running. Okay, I'll put back together now. I just wanted to, this is what I was talking about with cleaning this up. So the way I got this line kind of cattywampus. Like I said, rough in stage. I will come back here on Wednesday, clamp it up all nice, and then I'm probably going to take that that nice outdoor wrap stuff they make for this and make it look nice and protected. Because even this PDM or JMF insulation will erode over time. So that's a wrap on that. Yeah, it's your smart multi 42. So what he did is the 30 and a 24 in there. So he applied 54,000 BTUs to this 42. So, you know, they won't both get full capacity all the time, but this house is so tight, it's going to be fine. And I'm sure it'll work great for him. All right, pulling out of here. This guy lives in a really beautiful area. Lots of huge ponderosa pine trees, lots of woods, wilderness, deer, wildlife, etc. I have that around my house too, but mine, you know, I'm a little more up in the deserty part of Central Oregon. He's more up in the foothills of the mountains of the Cascade Mountains here in Oregon. So, real nice property. To summarize that one, so what you saw me do was all I've done on that job. So all the equipment setting, all the duct work, any of the roughing in of any of the refrigerant lines, the communication cables, all of that was done by the homeowner, which, you know, he did a very nice job on it. I know a lot of HVAC, so-called HVAC guys that couldn't do that good of a job. So hold on a second here. I gotta make sure I don't make a wrong turn. I will be back. Okay, I got turned around. I was going the wrong direction. So anyway, yeah, to summarize that, he did all the own rough-in, did a really nice job, as I've stressed before. And you know, a lot of HVAC guys can't do that. So
you know, I got him all flared in today. I had to do a couple brace joints. I flowed nitrogen while I did it. I've done that on mini splits before, and I haven't had any issues. So yeah, it's all done. I'm gonna clean it all up all nice, do all the wiring, you know, like I would on a new install when I go back Wednesday. And I'm sure she's gonna run well. Those Mitsubishis always do. Had very, very minimal issues with them. I used to install the Bosch mini splits, and I started to have issues. And before that, I did Samsung, and I don't even want to talk about the issues I had with those suckers. I mean, holy moly! So yeah, it's a wrap on a Sunday. You know, it's about 1 o'clock. So I worked. Well, I left home about 7, so I worked about 6. I still got another hour drive home. So, you know, 7-hour day on a Sunday, that's normal stuff, being an HVAC contractor. No rest, ever. I get to go home and probably wrangle around a little 4-year-old. So, life is good, though. You know, normally I wouldn't take on a job like this where I'm hooking things up, you know, picking up the scraps of a homeowner, but he's a nice guy. He's going to pay me my full hourly rate. You know, he did a nice job anyway. I mentioned a couple things to him that I would have done differently that would make things go smoother. So in closing, guys, yeah, my phone overheated in the truck, so I had to stop while I was driving. I'm in my air-conditioned shop now. So in closing, I just wanted to let you know how much I like this setup. Other guys will want to get the machines, the motorized stuff like Navac makes. I like these Black Max tools. I love this torque wrench. It works very well. I have very minimal leaks. I think I've had 1 leak in the last 5 years on my flares. The Black Max flaring block works great. It's got the guard on it, so you can't mess it up on your depth of your flare. Always put a drop of nylog on the back of your flare and on the threads. You know, I like the Lennox cutters, but any cutters will work. Just take your time and work it really slow, and you'll get a good cut there. And then the only thing I'm missing here is the deburring tool. It fell in the back of my truck somewhere, but always deburr your ends if you can. Make sure they're pointed down so the shavings don't go inside of the pipe, and you'll end up with good flares that will not leak on you. And you know, I just made this one, as I just showed you. It makes good flares. Pipe's a little rough. It was rolling around the back of my truck, but you get the hint. And then if you pull the nut up here, you can see. I mean, that's going to seal up nice. A little bit of nylog, you're good to go. So, thanks for watching my information on flaring today. And if there's anything else you want to see, I'm happy to post anything that you haven't seen on YouTube or the internet to help you out with your daily HVAC chores. Thank you.
Good morning, guys. Seton HVAC here. It is Tuesday, July 2nd, 2024. Heading out to a project that's real close to my shop, just to add an AC to a gas furnace. Should be a real easy project. Got my brother helping me, so God help us there. Should be interesting. I'm gonna try to get you some video on it, and hopefully things don't go south. That's all I'm gonna say about that. And they got a couple other little things. Got to run out to the old gentleman that I had on my previous video. We made a deal with his. It's actually not his son. It's his nephew. Came through. He's going to do the right thing, and I really am happy about that. So we're going to be putting in a new heat pump for him. I'm going to supply the equipment, and he's going to take care of some of my labor, so we're able to get the job done for him, which I'm really, 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 really happy about. But we're going to run out there this afternoon after this air conditioner is installed and get him a portable AC. I only got one I can give him. I got another one back from a customer this yesterday, so I'm able to bring that out to him and at least get it in his bedroom so he can sleep at night. You know, he told me that most nights he's having a heck of a time getting to sleep because his room just won't cool down, his bedroom. So we're gonna bring that out to him, get him hooked up at least temporarily until I can get out there and do the actual heat pump, you know, for the forced air system. So I'm really happy about that one. I just don't like it when older people don't have the things they need, because they put their time in, and most of the time they deserve it. So we're gonna get him hooked up. So after that, to finish out the week, I got a couple of Mitsubishi jobs. Obviously, I'm not working on the 4th of July, so I'm going to bracket those around that day. So on Wednesday, it's actually the same job, but he's got 2 splits in there, I believe. There might be one with a branch box, I don't know. But he's got a bunch of, you know, connections that need to be done. He ran some line sets short, so he's got some splices. Hopefully they're not up in somewhere hot, because it's going to be triple digits for could be about 4 or 5 days straight. So that's not going to be fun. I don't really want to go into attics when it's above 60, really. But we'll get it done. We always do. Just how hard do you want to work at it? And you know, if you're an HVAC and you don't want to work hard, then there's something wrong with you. So yeah, that's what the day looks like. Got a couple trips to the hardware store, big box store. I gotta stock up on PVC and wiring, you know, little consumable type stuff. So you know, it's the day in the life of an HVAC contractor / secretary. So I'll try to get you some shots today. I'll talk to you in a little bit.
All right. So we have the doors on the new coil. Probably just going to use the top of the door for the old one to fill in that spacer, and we'll have this thing installed. I'll show you what that looks like. All right, so we got the filler piece in, just mastic taped on there. Looks fine. I silicone the gap between the furnace and the coil, so it'll work just fine. Waiting on some parts for the refrigerant lines and some line hide, and then we'll continue on. You sure look good with that shovel, man. Like I said, we're just waiting on Jensko for the pad, so he's got it leveled out for now, kind of leveled. We'll wait till we get the pad here to fine tune it, but we got it cleared out, ready to go. Got our spotter up for our hole there for the line set. Make sure it's clear up above, then we'll go ahead and drill a hole. Easy as pie. We got our hole there through the ceiling in the garage near the furnace. Let's walk over to our hole outside. Drilled through the bird block there for the line to come down to the AC. We're going to keep moving on. Yep. We're waiting on parts here, so we're going to go ahead and get this drain in. So we're going to spot it over here in the corner. The old water heater that was sitting here leaked pretty bad. So drywall's missing back there. We're just going to spot it right in that back corner and see how it looks outside, and just drain her out real easy. The outlet's right there, so should be a quick little drain. We're just waiting on our delivery of our line set and our pad. I thought I had enough to do it, but you know, like, been so busy that I just spaced it. So we'll get this drain in. Okay guys, so here's how I like to do my condensate drains on these coils. So you got your primary here, gives you somewhere to clean out the primary line, and then also I might cut a T in here because I like to have a spot there. But I mean that works the same way. If you can blow it out that way, and then with this you could blow it out that way if you needed to. I don't recommend blowing into the coil anyway, because you'll just blow crap out of the internal drain pan. And then on the secondary we have our safety switch. It'll shut the air conditioner off if the primary blocks up. Now this is the second time using this one. The first one was pretty good, but I don't know, the light illuminated when it wasn't supposed to, but it was still doing its job. So we'll see how these go. It's my second one that I'm installing. So yeah, that's how I like to set them up. This is a garage, so I don't know. A lot of guys won't put them in a garage. They want nuisance service calls with the system shutting off, but I don't want their garage flooding. So that's how I do it. And then I'm going to put clamps on all this and tighten everything up. Then I got all the proper stickers on there to let people know they have these installed on their system. So moving on. All right guys, here's our new unit. So what you can see here is 25 max fuse, 14 minimum circuit ampacity. So what that means is we're going to be able to get away with running number 12 wire, because you size the wire off of the MCA. He's going to come down through my hole there. So what he's going to do is he's going to run number 12 for that guy, 30 amp breaker, and then he's going to fuse it down in the disconnect to 25 amps. He has 25 amp fuses. So if you want to know how to size wire for these, and the circuit protection, you can put any breaker you want in the panel. Just make sure you fuse it down at the disconnect, and then size your wire per the MCA. Just had a discussion with them, so I thought I'd cut in and go over this with you. So we're getting our line set pulled here. So in typical Gensco fashion, they brought me the wrong line. So they brought me the old stuff with the insulation that tears, and a retrofit that just doesn't work. So what I had to do was take my white duct tape, and I actually wrapped this by hand, and I'll wrap the rest. Whatever has to go up in the attic, I'm going to wrap, because I can't have this stuff tearing on me. All right guys, so the line's through. If you see the way that line's torn up there, it's got cuts in the tape. If I were to use this garbage here that they gave me for new construction, I'd be all torn up, and it'd be worthless. I'd have to go up there and tape it while it was up there. So it's little things like this that irk me, the distributor's messing up stuff. But we got her through there. I'm going to put some bend there. We're going to have a piece of line hide coming down here to the unit. And then over here, we got our line down through, all taped nice so it's not torn up. And then we'll make that up. Okay, we got the line down through in our line hide cover. And just got the ends taped right there. We'll come back, set the pad, set the unit, braze it in. We're going to jump inside because the electrician needs to get here to mount his disconnect. So we'll get out of his way for a second. All right, so I got the inside all brazed in. This tried to pop out on me. It was kind of a struggle because but I had my brother pull it up. It's brazed good. It's solid. It just looks a little ugly. It's going to get covered. It's with the insul tube. And then I put the filter dryer inside, arrow towards the coil like it's supposed to be. I'll straighten all this up. It'll look nice when it's done. Just a rough in stage. And then let's go over here to the outdoor unit. So I got that all piped in. Got my wet rags on there. I don't use that putty stuff. This works just fine. Got nitrogen flowing through there. Let's braze them up. All brazed up, ready for nitrogen. Okay guys, got everything all cleaned up here. Drain's all done. I showed you that already. I got my secondary switch in there. I went ahead and just wrapped this whole thing with my white duct tape and wire tied it up real good. I'm going to seal that hole up there. So, looks pretty good. Filter dryer on the inside. It's solid. It's just an AC add-on. Don't look at that ugly old furnace there. Outside, I did the same thing. I went ahead, anything you can see outside the line height, I went ahead and did the white tape because I hate that black stuff. And it doesn't hold up to the weather. So everything's all wire tied up nice. Cleaned up the electrical a little bit, and then I'm going to go ahead and put my cover on that and seal that hole up there. All right, she's up and running. Purring like a kitten. I have a 22-degree split, 10-degree subcooling. I don't really like the Trane charging charts because the pressures and temps never line up the way you're supposed to. I just went ahead and weighed it in, and then double checked my temperature drops and made sure my subcooling was on 10. I still got to put some locking caps on there. I'll do that once I'm done videoing here. But turned out nice. It's a run true. I mean, it's not what I normally put in, but they work great. I mean, I haven't had any trouble with any of them, even back when they were the Ameristar units. So, got my line height all sealed up and in there. So, I think it looks really good, and it works good. I mean, it's going to cool the house down. I know some of you guys will say that these are cheap and they'll break, and you know, everything's like that anymore. I quit putting the reams in because they kept breaking. And now I'm going to quit putting in the Vision Pro 8000 thermostats because they're junk. They've been junking on me. This one got a T6 Pro, which I've had no issues with. So, yep, we'll put a bow on this. And let me show you. Got my sticker up there. And it says new AC installed today. And this is what I do. If you need HVAC services in Central Oregon, give me a call. Alright, so that one's all wrapped up. Went pretty smooth other than waiting for Jensko to deliver some basic items. He was only about 2 hours late, so you know, I don't really care about the speed anymore anyway. It's more about doing a good job and making sure that the thing's going to work for a long time. So not much else to say about it. It's just a simple AC add-on. Just a rental. A couple things I would have done differently, but you know, you can say that about any job. Everything went smooth, except I forgot to put the locking caps on. I'm going to go back and do that. Okay, disaster averted. I got the locking caps on. Good thing I went back because the electrician left a bunch of electrical fittings there in one of those little drawstring bags, so I'm sure he'd be missing it. I'll see him next week, so I'll give those back to him. So anyway, that's a wrap on that one. Like I said, nothing too special, just a quick little AC add-on. 'Tis the season for that. Tomorrow is that Mitsubishi job where we're going to hook up the guy's system that he installed, just the equipment and the lines. Apparently he doesn't know how to flare or make any connections or anything, so we're going to go do that. Pull a vacuum, start it up. Again, nothing too crazy, just stuff that needs to be done. I really didn't want to accept it because it's about an hour away, but you know, he's going to pay my hourly rate, so I'm not going to complain about it too much. So anyway, nothing much more to talk about today. I will see you tomorrow. Hey guys, wait till you see what my distributor did to me today. Stay tuned. Good morning, guys. Seton HVAC here. It is Monday, July 8th, 2024. Just waiting on my brother to arrive this morning. We're heading out to a 2-zone Mitsubishi Hyperheat system. Should be fun. And then around lunchtime we have a service call to go to. Looks like a heat pump's down. Probably another cap and go. You know how that goes. Just want to do a quick little intro this morning while I was waiting. we got a lot to discuss while we're riding out to the job, so I won't really have time for a drive-in intro this morning. So yeah, just a quick little intro. We got that going on today, and then, you know, it's going to be boiling outside, so probably going to get some other service calls to come in. I'm sure there'll be more than just the two things I mentioned, so stay tuned today, and I look forward to doing this for you on a daily basis. So thanks for watching, and enjoy today's video. Alright guys, we're here on site. So what we got here is a 2-zone Mitsubishi hyperheat system. It's an MXZ 2C20 NAHZ4, and that's going to be mated with an indoor wall unit, the MSZ GS15NA and MSZ GS06NA. So we had a little problem with Johnstone delivering all our small parts, so I guess we're going to go inside and probably start mounting these wall units. Alright, Matt's going to check out the crawl space. It's going to be a light day today because Johnstone didn't get those parts delivered because they're short-staffed apparently. But here's where the heat pump's going. Don't have a pad, don't have anything for it because the delivery I was supposed to have on Friday didn't show up. So yeah, I guess all we're going to do today is mount those wall units and hope that I can still get this done tomorrow. Alright, so the 6K unit is going to go right up there. He needs to move that smoke detector, so I'm going to wait for my electrician. It's a hardwired one, so it's going to have to be removed before we can mount the wall unit. Let me go show you where the 15K is going. Alright, just went and grabbed some drop cloths. So the 15K is going down here. If you look, what's the best way to separate them down here? This'll feed the downstairs, and then that 6K is going up on that wall. That's their little upstairs loft bedroom. So let's start some mounting. Alright, I got my wall anchors here. I usually put a good 12 to 15 of them in them. I mean, it's something that's going to be there for about 15 years. So, and then I'll also get find a couple studs up there to put 2-inch zip screws in to anchor it down real good. But this seems to do a pretty good job. It'll hold pretty much any unit, any size, if you do it this way. Let's get to mounting this unit. All right, I got my wall bracket temped up there. Now, normally what I do is I'll put a screw there and then maybe one on the opposite corner and have it level with my level. And then I'll mark out the rest and I can put my anchors in. But this has some wood paneling that is plenty sturdy to support the unit. So I think what we're going to do is just use a bunch of 1-inch zip screws, and then I'm going to find a couple studs in there and put some 2-inch, and that's going to hold it. That's going to hold it plenty. And then we're going to get a spotter, and we'll spot that out. What I like to do is mark how far from that edge your center of your hole is going to be. So it's 2.5 inches. And then just make sure you're above the unit to the bottom of the hole. Do your spotter through, make sure you're good outside, make sure you're not going to hit a stud, and then go for it. Drill your hole, and I'll show you that in a minute. Alright, since we had that wood back there, I just put buku screws in that sucker, and then we got some 2-inchers that are hitting studs right there, and one right there. I'm going to put another one there. Let's spot this hole. Okay, we got our spotter rod / insulation pin through. Let's go check it out on the other side. That's nice. There she is. So it's probably going to go that way and down to our unit, which is going to be right in here. All right, we got the hole drilled on the inside. Let's go on the outside and drill the hole. All right, Matt, let's get that hole drilled up there.
All right, let's do it.
See? Battery dying? No, push harder, come on.
Come on.
There you go. I'll be there. Almost there. Almost there. Let me take a look.
Okay.
All right, the hole is drilled. I had to go on a little rescue mission, but it's through. Let's go hang this unit. All right, we got the lines all taped up there. Just waiting for my brother to grab that ladder, and we'll go get her through there. All right, she's up there. Not much else we can do today because Johnstone screwed up again and didn't bring our parts. So let's see what else we can get done out here. I got a service call I'll share with you a little bit later today, and that's how we'll finish out this video. Yeah, so this install is off to a flying start. So all we really are going to be able to get done today because of Johnstone Supply is getting that wall unit hung and basically just stare at this thing in its box. I'm not going to drill any holes, still have the lines to put them in for the other unit. I don't have the lines to do it. Don't have my pad. I don't have anything to do this. I can't mount that upstairs unit because of that that smoke detector that I need my electrician to block off and make safe. I don't want to be responsible for tucking that in the wall. And then I also want to mention one other thing. Gensco keeps leaving my invoices with my equipment prices on them for the customer to see when I'm not here. The last straw, I've told them at least 50 times not to do that, and they did it once more. So I'm pretty pissed off about that. I wish I could get more done on this job today, but because of my distributors, I can't. So let's head off to that service call. All right, pulling off due to no fault of my own. I'm kind of on a rant today. I really hate it when they don't deliver stuff when I need it and they make excuses. They probably just forgot again like they did in the past. And that invoice thing where they're leaving the customer my pricing for my equipment. So about 2 years ago, it cost me a job because the customer saw my invoice and, you know, all of a sudden was wondering what I was making off of him and asked me if I could drop my price substantially. And, you know, of course I can't. I have to make a certain amount of money to stay in business. And, yeah, so he goes, nope, unless you drop your price, I don't want you doing it. I'm going to find somebody else. So I lost that project because of what they did. And I really reamed them. And they keep doing it. This is like the 4th or 5th time in the past 2 months they've left the invoice with the customer without me there. Ugh. Anyway, ran over. I got about a 30-minute drive to this service call for no AC. It's a heat pump on a manufactured home. Hopefully it's another cap and go. We will see. I will be with you shortly. All right, so it looks like we have a 4TWB 3024 built in April of 2014, 2-ton basic 13-SEER heat pump. And as soon as I took the cover off, it's pretty apparent what the problem was. Capacitor's bloated. So let's pull it out of there and we will see what kind of readings we get off of it. So on our Herm compressor side, we have 0. And on our fan side, we have 0. She's dead. I could tell by the way it was all blown up. So let's go get a new one. Well, serious case of the Mondays. So I had a guy come by last night and I replaced his capacitor for him, and I took my bin out that had all my capacitors. I left it in my shop. So luckily this job's only about 8 to 10 minutes from my house, so I'm gonna go run and grab the capacitors and I'll come back out here. Look at this beautiful place out here. This is Smith Rock State Park. Beautiful out here.
Nice little winding river called the Crooked River down below here. I don't come down here often enough. I need to. That's the saving grace about this one, is it's nice out here. So I'm gonna go grab this capacitor, come back and get his heat pump running. I'll be back.
Well, looky there. I set it next to the truck this morning because I was gonna move all of them so my brother could sit down, but he decided to just drive his own truck and follow me, so left it sitting right here in my driveway. Let's grab this guy, load him up. Let's go get this 40/5 capacitor in for this guy and get him some cooling. All right, we got our new 40/5 capacitor. Always test your new one before you put it in. So let's see what we got. So on our fan side we have 4.6, and on our compressor side we have, sorry, I did that wrong. On our fan side we have 5.13, and on our compressor side we have 41.67. Good to go. Alright guys, she's running. Simple cap and go. I've been getting these at the end of my day every day, so I'm not going to complain. House is cooling down. He said it got up to 97 degrees in the house yesterday, so they'll be able to sleep tonight, and that makes me happy. Let's get on our way.
Okay, another quick, easy service call. I love it. I haven't been getting anything too complicated. Let's take in this scenery. It's just gorgeous down here. I think we take it for granted when you only live a few minutes away. This guy really does, probably because he lives right next to it. Probably gets tired of all the tourists. So yeah, in closing on that, so you know, it's another cap and go. Hold on a second, trying to turn here. It's another cap and go. I didn't check out any temps. I didn't really do anything else. I asked him, I go, hey, have you had any other issues? You know, are all your registers blowing good? He said yes. You know, it's a little junky, little manufactured home. So not gonna go crazy over analyzing. He'll let me know if something's not working. So yeah. It's only Monday. Today was frustrating. It was really frustrating. Hopefully that means tomorrow will be better. You know, I gotta think of the glass as half full. So another day in the life. I just wish other people wouldn't step on my toes. You know, trying to be productive and make some money. But yeah, that's a wrap. I'm gonna go down, probably come back down here after I'm off, and come back down here with the family maybe, and check this place out since I live so close. I don't know why. I don't know why I don't come down here. It's crazy. But yeah, we've got some good content coming up the rest of the week. Tomorrow we're gonna finish up that 2-zone. Hopefully, I have all my parts and everything goes well, and then we got another more intense one that's got some duct work and stuff that needs to be done on it. So lots of good stuff coming up, lots of interesting installation stuff for sure, and then I'll get these little service calls mixed in. Cap and goes aren't very exciting to watch, but they're exciting for me because it's quick and easy, and the customer's happy at a minimal expense, which is very important. So thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.
Hey guys, in today's video, it starts out with a no call, no show from a new hire to another distributor screw up. I'll get into detail with that, and we ended up with these at the end of the day. Stay tuned.
Good morning, guys. Seton HVAC here. It's a beautiful Friday, July 12th, 2024. Before I get into what today entails as far as my workload, I want to talk about something that happened this morning. So
I haven't talked about it, but I've been trying to hire somebody to help alleviate some of my stress and some of my backaches, honestly. That's why I've had my brother helping me. I can't find anybody else to work. So I finally found somebody, a journeyman, 8 years experience. I think he's got, yeah, he had a trade school certificate. I mean, he did everything the right way. He came from one of the larger companies over in Portland area, over in the valley, other side of the mountains from here. Resume was good. I even checked his references. You know, they can't tell you much other than the days he worked, but they said I'd like him, and et cetera, et cetera. Can do the job. So I had him hired. He was supposed to be here at my shop at 7:30 this morning. 7:30 rolled around. 7:35, 7:40. Where is this guy? So I think it was about 10 to 8. I decided to shoot him a call. I think he overslept. I don't know. But it's almost like he pocket answered me. He answered, and I could tell it was him kind of rustling around. And then the phone went click. I'm like, what the heck? So I tried calling back, and it went straight to voicemail, or it rang once and went to voicemail like he kicked me off. So, you know, I just threw my hands up. What the heck, man? So here I am, leaving a little bit later than I normally would, without any help once again. So I don't know what the heck's wrong with these guys. You know, you think you have somebody good and you can get them started, and they pull this kind of crap. I don't get it. And he still hasn't called back. And this is about 40 minutes later. So I don't know what happened to him. He drank too much last night, or just doesn't want to work, doesn't like me. I don't know. So that's that. So I'm headed off by myself to this 3-zone Mitsubishi system that I'm installing for this nice couple in Bend, Oregon. It's going to be 2 12K wall units and 1 12K concealed ducted unit up in the little attic space that's in this house. You'll see. Should serve them well. You know, I need help moving this equipment around, and so I think what I'm going to do today is maybe hang those 2 wall units. I'm going to get some measurements for line sets, and then I'm going to go back to the shop and prep line sets, and I'll probably get some video back there too. So hope you enjoy the video today, and I'll see you on the site, on the job site. All right, guys, I'm here on site, and there's my buddies right there, Gensko. So they brought me some stuff today, and the pricing wasn't on the invoice, thankfully. So I don't have an issue with them, except that they forgot to load something on the truck for me. So now I'm missing something that I need for later today. So let's hopefully they go back to their warehouse and bring back out what I need. He's on the phone with the front desk right now. So on another note, I'm not going to show you the invoice, but that's the invoice that Johnstone just delivered me. Handed it to the customer with my prices on it. I swear, I don't know what I got to do to get through to these guys. Well, let me go show you the equipment. All right, I'm over here by the equipment. So what we have is a PEAD A12AA9 concealed ducted unit. It's the medium static unit. It'll handle 0.6 inches of static. So I upgraded them over the SEZ unit that is a low static, just because I want them to get good airflow upstairs. This is going in the upstairs portion in the attic. And then I got 2 MSC GS12 NAs. can't see that very well. Drain pan. I got my little C box for the return. Plenums for the, I'm missing a plenum. I should have 2 of these. Maybe that other one was on back order. And then there's a C box there. I think they screwed up. Oh no, no they didn't. That's the other plenum there. I was mistaken. So I got my supply and return plenums for this guy. And then that's what Johnstone dropped off. Just a couple of pads and some refrigerant lines that I need. So should have everything I need here to get this guy going. Grills, etc. So there we are. Let's start moving equipment around. I'm going to get those wall units in where they go, and probably do those today, and then go back home and prep line sets. Okay, guys, I got the heat pump set here where it's kind of going to go. It's going to go over here, just to the right of this window here. They'll be able to pull that window shaker out. And then this is a MXZ 4C 36NA3. So they didn't go with the hyperheat unit because they mainly want this for cooling, and they're well aware that this isn't going to do all the heating for them. So in this instance, a non-hyperheat will work just fine. So the attic lines for that concealed ducted should come out, probably right in there somewhere, and come down. And then the other 2 indoor units are going to be able to pop out, and I'll roto hammer through the foundation, so they'll pop out, you know, right there to come into the unit. So it'll be a nice clean install for the 3-zone. Let me show you the indoors. All right, guys, so here's one of the 12K wall units, and it's going to go right there where she removed her wallpaper, so she didn't have it behind, because they're going to end up peeling all of it off. But she just wanted to get it prepped for me. And then the other one, and I'm not going to go in this room because Mom's in there with the dogs, but it's going to go right on the other side of this wall, right there. And then I'll have a little bit of line hide that'll shoot outside down to get me into the crawl. And yeah, so when I was showing you outside, you know, that was the window shaker I was showing you. So the heat pump's going to go right there. You know, this one and the one behind me, wall units, they're going to shoot in the crawl, and they'll come out the crawl there. And then that, you know, the one from upstairs will come down nice and clean. So gonna be a fun one. Oh, let me show you the upstairs attic space. So let me head up there. I want to show you where that concealed ducted's going. All right, I got this cover off. I don't know how well you'll be able to see in here. It's dark, but I'm gonna go back in here. There's enough room. It's not going to be the most room, and you won't be able to get in here afterwards, but they'll have air conditioning. So the return's going to go right there. The thermostat's going to go right there, and then they'll have a I think we agreed to put the register there. Sorry about the finger again, it hasn't healed yet. Yeah, one register there, and the other one probably just centered on this wall somewhere. Low as I can get it. I don't usually like to run flex pipe, but being that it's a hot stinking attic and we're in the middle of a heat wave still, I'm probably gonna flex these. 8-inch flex will be fine. I might even do 10s because it's a 12K unit, and it's medium static, medium to high static. I can always put dampers in them too, or just damper them at the register. But 10-inch flex over to these with some do some like 6x14x10 boots. I haven't got that part figured out yet. That'll be next week. But I'm not far from the parts house, so anything I need I can just get. So that's how that's going to go. Filter's going to be in the grill there, so they don't have to go in there for the stupid filter that they put in these. But I'm real happy I could get the PEAD units for them. It's only like a $300 difference, so it's well worth it to me to make sure it gets good airflow up here, because I'm sure it's cooking. It's already warm, and it's still morning time. So yeah, I'm not gonna mount those wall units today. I'm just going to I just wanted to lay everything out, and then I got a list of what I'm missing, so when I come back Monday I can hit it hard. but I'm gonna go back today and prep those line sets. So those are ready to go. It makes it nice. Just roll them up and then they're already ready to go. So a lot of prepping, a lot of time is lost prepping those on site. So let me button this hole back up, and we'll get on the road soon. I might show you where I left the concealed ducted and stuff, and the parts that came along with it. Show you what I'm doing there before I leave. But I'm going to get out of here and go do some prep work and get some orders in on this Friday. It's always a mad dash on Friday to get stuff ordered up. All right, guys, so I got everything stacked neatly under this little carport deal they have here. Got my all thread line hide pieces, line hide fittings are in that tub, and then all the other stuff I showed you earlier. And then I'm going to use that flexible drain line. I hate the stuff, but all these drains are going to be outside. I'll hard pipe the one that's going to have that little piece in that room, and then I might just run that one all hard pipe, schedule 40. But the other, well, I'm saying that wrong. The one I will use that for. I will PVC, obviously, the concealed ducted and everything, so it's mechanical. So yeah, that's it. There sits our pancake, our little PEAD unit. Real happy that we could get that for them. It's a superior unit to that cheaper one. So you'd think the price would be more of a difference, but it's not. So let's move along, and I'm going to fill you in on what they screwed up on again. So stay tuned.
All right, heading back to the shop to prep those lines, those refrigerant line sets. Good way to end a Friday, although it's not really Friday to me since I'm going to be working Saturday and Sunday. I'm that backed up, and I can't work 12-hour days anymore. My body just can't take it. So 6 to 8, 7 days a week, I'm still putting my time in, I believe, and that doesn't even count all my administrative stuff that I have to do, ordering stuff, paperwork, etc. So I put my time in. So that being said, I want to talk about my distributors again. So I pulled up to this job, and as I mentioned, and the delivery guy is handing the customer an invoice with my prices on it again. This time it was Johnstone Supply. Let me say that again. Johnstone Supply. After I've told them repeatedly that I don't want paperwork even with my equipment deliveries. I don't need it. If I need an invoice, I can print it up. I can print it up on my in my email in about 30 seconds. So no more invoices, please. I can't have customers seeing what I pay for stuff. I can't make it any clearer than that. And then Gensco, and it may not have been their fault this time. They didn't deliver my contactors. I need that one for the job on yesterday, because I'm going to go back out there tomorrow, and it's not like I can get it tomorrow because they won't be open. So it may not have been their fault though, because the online system said that they were in stock, so I ordered them, and he told me that they weren't in stock. I mean, it's a simple single pole 30 amp 24 volt contactor, so get me a replacement. I don't care. It doesn't have to be a OEM. You can't get them anyway. I'd have to go to a different place for an OEM one. Just find me one. I don't care if it's 2-pole. It's gonna work. So think off the cuff and get me a replacement. So he's gonna do that. They're gonna bring four of them, because I want to have 3 more for stock. 4 of them up to my shop today. So, wow. Sorry, that guy just flew by, almost hit that little baby deer, that little fawn, but he missed him. Thank goodness. Whew. So yeah, anyway, oh man, poor little guy. Rant over on the distributors for today. Hopefully I don't have to keep ranting about it. So, yeah, let's go back and finish up prepping these line sets and enjoy this beautiful day. It's only mid-90s today. It feels pretty cool out, sarcastically. So I'll see you back at the shop.
All right, guys, I got my prepping material for these line sets. Partial roll of 3/8, partial roll of 1/4, plenty of communication cable. I got another backup roll there if there's not enough on these, but I think there might be to do what I need to do. And then my electrical tape running a little bit low, so use up some of these partials. I can find some more if I need to. I got that stuff everywhere. And then let's go over here to our list. So mom's room, that's the closed door room that I showed you, the one I didn't want to go in. That's the longest one, 75 feet. Living room, I just guesstimate on that, 15 feet. And then the upstairs, the concealed ducted unit, is going to be 50 feet. Best way to measure these up is to measure with your tape like you normally would, and then add 10 feet, add 15 feet, because the last thing you want to do is be short. It's if you're a little bit long, you're fine, just like in life. So yeah, that's how I do that. And then I wanted to come back here and do it because I can stay shaded all the way across here, and with the long one I'll come out over here up through there, and then out through my back deck there, so it'll be all shaded. I don't have to do this out in the hot sun like I would as if I was at the customer's house. So let's get prepping. Okay guys, we got her all roughly strung out here. Let me show you the length. And I'm a firm believer that you should do the longest one first. Do the one that's the most labor intensive first. Then as you work through them, it gets easier. So you can see it's kind of cattywampus now, but it'll all get cleaned up and taped. And I want to show you again my little reel setup I do for my communication cable. It's a piece of PVC with my 2-foot ladder. So let's get to taping. Lots of taping to do. Alright guys, she's all taped together. Ready for Broadway. One thing I want to note, whenever you cut these, whenever you cut the pipes, well, you can see that. Let me turn around. Whenever you cut the pipe in your roll, tape it immediately. You don't want anything getting in there, moisture, debris, crap, whatever. Tape your ends right away when you cut these. Stuff you're storing in your shop, whatever. Cut all your ends. I can't stress that enough. And when you prep these, take your time and make sure your cable's on the same side of your lines the whole way. Don't have it winding around all sloppy. And then tape it about every 18 to 24 inches. Keeps it nice and clean. And it looks better, and it makes it easier to pull too. This is going to be a pretty difficult pull on this one, so you want to keep it as smooth as you can. So we're going to do the other two, and then I'll show you how you roll these up for transport back to the job if you're doing them at your shop. I'll be back. All right guys, got everything all finished and prepped on these. So you can see how I rolled these up. Probably about 3 feet high, 3 feet circumference. Roll that up and you won't kink anything. And you can do that. That's a good way of prepping your lines, so when you go on site, all you gotta do is just unroll them and install them once you got your holes drilled. Another thing I want to note too is, on your SO cable, your communication cable, it's 14-4 stranded wire inside of this. Leave yourself a few feet, because you're going to need that to go past where these flare connectors are into the unit. So always leave yourself a few feet on the end, on each end, depending on which end ends up lining up with the unit. And then so I got both of them there. And then just these ones I can just prep. It's such a short run. I'm just going to flare the ends first, like I did on that other job, and just throw these in. So enough material to do that little one. And then I got my leftover cable there. So yeah, and then ends are taped on everything, so always make sure you tape your ends right away, like I said before. And yeah, that's a wrap on that. On a wild day today for me. I'm ready to relax a little bit and sit down at the computer and do some administrative stuff, which I love. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hey guys, today is day 2 of my 3-zone Mitsubishi system, and I made a big mistake, but I fixed it. Stay tuned.
Good morning, guys. Seton HVAC here. It is Tuesday, July 16th, 2024. Had to think about that one for a second. All the days kind of just blend into each other anymore, especially when you're working 7 days a week. So if you watch some of my other videos on my intros here on the way into my first project, you see me take this route a few times on the videos. I take this route because it's the back roads. Most of my driving is on the back roads. No, I'm not going to bore you with this too much, I promise. But I like taking the back roads. These are the back roads between Redmond and Bend, which I take a lot. I avoid Highway 97, which is the main thoroughfare between the two towns, like the plague. I like taking these back roads. It gives me a chance to unwind and clear my head in regards to what I'm doing for the day. I think that a lot of people on the roads these days, it's go, 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 and they're all stressed out. They're riding people's butts, speeding around, really stressed out on the roads. And I made a decision a long time ago that I wasn't going to be that way. When I'm driving, I am very relaxed. I'm not in any hurry. I don't really care what anybody else is doing on the road. I mean, sure, it's annoying when someone's driving slow in front of you, but gosh, there's so many bigger problems to worry about. You know, people, that's why I avoid Highway 97, because they ride your butt, and then they'll take risks with people's lives just trying to pass you on the highway. It's insanity out there. I see near misses every time I get on that highway, and there's multiple fatality wrecks every year because of people just being impatient, and I just think it's ridiculous. So that's not what I do. I like to just enjoy. You know, I got my morning drink here, and I just enjoy my drive in, and watch the scenery. That's what we should all be doing. If you're having a hurry when you're on the roads, then maybe you should leave a little bit earlier, or think about that before you leave. You know, call your boss before you leave. Say, hey, I'm going to be late for work because I'm not going to speed in. And if it's something that's going to get you fired, then obviously it's a pattern you need to change. So, just wanted to talk about that a little bit because, yeah, I love taking these nice country back roads when I'm coming in the morning. So, yeah, I'm heading back to this 3-zone Mitsubishi that you've seen on my previous video yesterday, and then also my video on Friday. Like I said, I'm slow, I'm methodical, but I'll get it done. Main thing is getting it done right and not having to come back to issues because you hurried yourself. So when you're doing these projects, you know, I know it's easier said than done if you work for somebody, but you know, take your time. The number one thing should be quality, not speed. You know, guys like to brag about how fast they can do installations and whatnot. I don't really care. Now I gotta have a certain amount of speed because you know, I got work scheduled. But you know what? If I gotta push stuff back a day or two, which I do almost weekly, so be it. I want to put something in there that's going to last and that looks good, and the customer's going to be happy with. And in the long run, that's all that matters to me. So I'm going to head out to this job, and that should be all I have on the agenda today, unless I get some service calls that come in for the afternoon. But you know, I'm not going to kill myself with it if it does happen. So I'm going to head out here and try to get you guys some shots. I'll see you out there.
All right, we are back. I got my gloves, I got my trusty headlamp. Emptied out my pockets. Yes, I carry that much stuff in my pockets at all times. I always like having what I need on me. So, yeah. Let's go check out this crawl space. Alright guys, there's my access down into the crawl. This actually doesn't look too bad. That ain't bad at all. I've had lots worse. So let's get down in there and I'm going to see if how clear it is where I want to drill my holes. Alright, so right there's my corner that I want to come out for my mom's room's line set over there. So there's plenty, I mean there's nothing there, so I can go through anywhere in that foundation. I just got to make sure I get far enough over to miss the foundation wall that separates the living space from the garage. So cool, that's one down. Let's go check out where the line's going to come out by the heat pump and see, make sure that's clear. All right, I'm not going to climb all the way over there right now, but that whole foundation wall is clear. So I'm going to get the roto hammer out and start rotoing. Hopefully it goes well. We'll know very soon. All right, so looking at this, you know, there's my hole for the line that's going to come out and come down. And I think my foundation wall's pretty thick. I might just come right in, right about where my line pieces are sitting. I just don't want to screw up and not, you know, end up on that perpendicular foundation line. And then over on this other side, it's already warm. It's going to be 100 degrees today. Get this roto hammering done in the heat. So I'm a little out of sorts. They're kind of moving around. They're going to leave for a second before I do this. So, you know, probably right in there somewhere I'll roto hammer, and you know the unit will line up right just like that. So let's get set up. So I got my Bosch roto hammer. I got my I think it's it's a 3-inch 3-inch coring bit. Let's get to drilling. All right guys, just waiting for them to clear out. So you can see my setup here, and it's actually a 2.5, which works really good for these line sets to go through. You don't have to worry about them tearing or anything. Gives you a nice big hole to pull them through. So got my cord strung out. So let's get roto hammering here in a few. I'm just gonna wait for them to leave. I'll be back once I got my hole drilled here. Going like butter. That's only about 3 minutes of rotoing. It usually takes about 5 to 8 minutes to do one of these. Let's keep pushing. Okay guys, I'm through. Unbelievable how thick this foundation was. It was the entire width of my bit, almost. Crazy. This house is built well. Let's go to the other side and do the other one. All right, I'm about halfway on this one. Got my knee pad. Let's continue on. This is a thick foundation. Holy heck. All right, I'm through on this one. What's worrying me is I got into some dirt, so I might be dirt stacked up against that foundation, so I might be doing a little hand digging down there. It's real loose stuff, probably just a loose fill that's underneath the plastic or whatever. And this foundation wasn't as thick. It was about half as thick as the other side, so I don't know. Old house, weird. Let's go down and look at these holes. All right, I make mistakes. So I dug that out quite a bit over here, and I cannot see. Here, let me get that out a little wider. I cannot see where my hole is, so I didn't realize I could go that much higher. I guess I should have went and measured off that window, which is what I'm going to go do now. So I'll measure off that window upstairs in that kitchen, and I'll just re-drill my hole higher. I'll have to. I'll just concrete patch the other one. It's no big deal. Yeah, let's go check out that other hole. I know we're not into dirt over there. Let's go look at it. All right, I'm not even gonna go climb over there. You can see that. See that bright spot way down there? That's my hole. That's what I was expecting for that other one. All right, I'm gonna go measure for that other one and get it drilled up higher. Let's see what happens. Okay, I measured inside, so the to the window bottom to the floor inside is 41 inches. You see my problem there? I'm down into the dirt underneath the plastic, and I can't find that. There's no reason to. So I'm gonna take my hole saw and drill a hole up here, and then roto hammer through. I actually have a rim down there. Shoot, I should try to hit it, I think. Let me make sure I'm below the floor, and I'm just gonna go for it. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it right in there and try to see if I can just do wood. That'd be awesome. Let's see what we can do. All right, we're through finally. All wood. So that's a good lesson right there. Don't assume that you have to go through the foundation. You know, assume that the whole house is built the same, because this house has had additions and stuff, and I just didn't look at it well enough, but it's fine. I got concrete patch back at the shop. I can patch that hole. Now we can pull that line set. We're good to go. So that'll be fun. I'll be back when it's pulled. That's the nice thing about having your line set already pre-made. Just unroll it real quick, and you're rocking and rolling. So I got a few feet pushed down in there. I'm gonna go down in the crawl now and grab it. Okay guys, mistake number 2. There's a small little crawl area that's between the two. This is as far as I can get right here. I just didn't know. I went in there and measured. I'm about 4 feet off. There's a small little area in there between the garage slab and this foundation wall, which is kind of strange, but it is what it is. I can fix it. Line height will cover it. I'll seal that hole up, and my line height will come over and just cover that up, and then we'll end up over here somewhere. No big deal. It is what it is. Let's drill the real hole now. All right, no harm, no foul. So we're through there on the accessible part of the crawl space, no problem. And then I'll just put that little plug in there, and then I'm gonna silicone that hole shut, and my line height's gonna cover that up. So no big deal, like it never happened. Let's get this line pulled through. All right, got my mistake hole all sealed up and got my line through. Let's do some line height. Okay guys, got all my line height up here. Able to fix my mistakes. I think it was that talk I had yesterday about not making mistakes. I jinxed myself, but I know how to fix my mistakes. So that hole's covered up, it's sealed up, we're good to go. Let's get this line strung inside of that room. I just want to note, as I'm stringing this line up, I always notch the bottom of my 90 here. That's where my 3/4 PVC will come down when I do my drains, and then I just caulk around right there, and it makes a nice clean finish just sticking out the bottom of that. So let's continue on. All right, I got all that line height strung out. I'm gonna go ahead and clear out of here. I had to fix some spots too, like this cheap black tape that I buy, and wire tie it up, make sure it's all nice and clean looking. But anyway, I have to clear out of here for a bit. She's gonna put the baby down for a nap. But done on this side for now, other than sealing holes and covering up line height and running the drain. I'm gonna go work on the last one, that upstairs line set, and get the heat pump set. So be working over on this side for a bit. Well, I'd say I made that line set long enough, huh? There's our unit unboxed. Got myself a big garbage box now. I think I'm going to run this line set first. It'll be a lot easier to run that before I set the pad. So let's get to getting on that one. All right, I got about 8 feet or so, 8 feet or so of line set pushed through there. Let's go up in the attic now and pull it to where I'm going to end up needing it, and get it strung through this line height, and then we can set that unit finally. Let's do it. All right. There she is. I'm going to pull her probably all the way over past my light here, somewhere over there, just to make sure I have enough. I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to put that unit yet. Probably right there, I'm thinking. We'll have to see. It's going to be tight, but yeah, let's get down in there and do it. All right, I got her all pulled across here. I'm not going to clamp or anything. And I think what I'm going to recommend is that we put the unit right here so it's easy accessible from this access hole. And then they'll just have to make another one in one of the other rooms if they want to get down in there, which I think is totally reasonable. So this is just so I can continue working outside and get it clamped up, start working on the heat pump. This is going to be for another day up here. I'm going to button this up now and I'll be back up here for the fun stuff. All right, I got plenty out here left over. Let's get it strung down in and we can set that heat pump finally again. All right, I got all my lines ran, got everything cut, all the ends are taped, everything bent out of the way. And then on this one that I had coming down from the other side, I had enough left on it. I just rolled it up. I could use that for a simple install, you know, straight out the back. So I got my rake, I got my level there. Let's level this spot off, get the pad set, and let's get this guy set. I know I gotta flip him 180. Let's keep moving on. Okay guys, she's set and level. One thing I want to note on this is not a hyperheat, so I am going to put the little riser blocks under there. The weight of these doesn't hurt it. So yeah, and then if you look, this will be nice and clean. Get my lines right in there. So I'm liking the way this is turning out. Okay, I got my riser feet under there. A couple things I want to mention about these. When you're tightening these nuts down here, to tighten it down, it's got the bolt that slides through into this little channel. Do not use an impact drill or a drill of any kind to tighten these down. Use a small crescent wrench or a hand ratchet, and just don't just cinch it down, but don't tighten it too much or you'll crack this plastic. Guess how I know that? I've done it. And then the reason why I like to use these in conjunction with these plastic pads is I can take 1-inch zip screws. So these feet, I like these ones because they come with 2 holes each, front and back, and you can just screw it down. Keeps your unit from shifting around while you're flaring, running your electrical, whatnot. So let's get this panel pulled off this guy and let's flare these lines in. Oh, looky there, I forgot on these, only the bottom one's a half, so I got 3 sets of 3/8 quarters that I can use, so I'll just go B, C, D with it. I used to think that you had to have something landed on A to do the others, but that's a myth. We can just do B, C, D. So let's get started on it. Okay, M series. Wait, I don't need to look at that part. 3/8, 25 to 30 foot-pounds. Quarter is 10 to 12. I'll just use my do my usual 30 for my 3/8 and 12 for my quarter. I got my usual stuff here: Black Max flaring, Black Max torque wrench, Black Max flaring block, backup wrench, cutters, and my Nylog glue, goop and schmear. Let's get flaring. All right, she's all flared up, looking pretty. I'm gonna do some cleanup, throw this panel on. I'll get you an overall view. It's just too late in this afternoon. I'm not hopping up in the attic, so I'm gonna do some cleanup, do a little prep work for tomorrow. And then try to get up there in the morning hours. So I'll be right back. Right, guys, let's give you an overall. So this is the far one, mom's room wall unit. There's the line hide there, and then that shoots down into the crawl space. And I want to show you around this corner. That's where we have the other two. So we got this one here that's in the living room. And this one is going to be the one that's the concealed ducted coming over. So all in all, it's looking pretty good. I'm going to leave my garbage box there. I'll have more trash. And yeah, looking pretty nice. I really enjoy doing these. And they always, they don't necessarily challenge me, but they always challenge me physically, that's for sure. Especially tomorrow when I have to get up in that attic. But I'm going to try to do it in the morning, like I said. So tell me what you think. Try to do it as clean as I can. Like I said, slow and methodical. So let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you.
All right, heading out. Day 2 of that 3-zone mini. I'd like to say today went 100% smooth, but it did not. And you know, I think I jinxed myself by saying I don't make mistakes yesterday. I misdrilled a hole, which I don't do very often, and that's probably, you know, the reason is, and I take full credit for it, is I did not go and measure the crawl space to see exactly where I was going to be. I just assumed that garage wall was the divider between the slab and the foundation. I mean, it's common sense. But there was about a 6 to 8 foot other crawl space that you can't get to. That's just basically all dirt, because I drilled right into dirt. So live and learn. Every day's a learning experience, even after almost 30 years. I'm far from perfect. I strive for perfection and accept what I end up getting. So yeah, good thing I can fix that. You know, line hide, you can seal those holes up with silicone, and then you're covering it up, so it's all good. There's no harm, no foul on that. It's going to look the same as if I wouldn't have drilled that hole wrong. So as far as everything else, it's looking great. It just it got too late in the day today to start that attic. I wanted to get that crawl space out of the way. I'm covered head to toe in filth right now. Digging through the dirt, trying to find that other hole, which I would have never found because it wasn't there. Sorry about that, guys. My phone fell again. I'm gonna have to get a better holder for this thing. But what I was saying is, I'm down there in a crawl space digging through dirt, trying to find a hole that was 8 to 10 feet to my right. So, yeah, I'm not the brightest bulb sometimes, but I figured it out. I decided to grab my tape measure and do it the right way. And there was there's nothing that you can see with the finished product, and it's all sealed up and safe, so we're good there. On another note, I'm crawling all over the place, crawl spaces, attics, and I'm no spring chicken, that's for sure. I've said it many times. I'm no spring chicken, and I can't find a kid who's young and ambitious enough to do it with me. I really, I'm going to say 5 more reallys, really want to get somebody young and full of ambition to help me with this, because I think we can kick some butt, really, with my knowledge of laying stuff out and how to put this stuff together, and then just an able body to do it. That would be ideal. I think that's ideal for pretty much any one-man band. The biggest problem is they're just not out there. And if you are out there, contact me. I'm ready. And you got to have some mechanical aptitude. If you're a hard worker and everything, I understand that, but you're going to have to be able to pick stuff up and pick it up quick. I've always been happy to teach. I mean, that's why I'm doing all this, to teach. I do extra stuff in my off time, which I don't really have much, to teach. So, in closing, yeah, slow one-man band install, but I'll get it done, and it'll be done well, and the customer will be happy. So until then, I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey guys, just wrapped up today. In today's video, I have a 3-zone Mitsubishi I get started, and then stay till the end. I want to talk to you a little bit about jobs that you should take on and jobs that you shouldn't, knowing your limitations. Stay tuned.
Good morning, guys. Seton HVAC here. It is Monday, July 15th, 2024. What's on the agenda for today? Well, I'm heading back to that 3-zone Mitsubishi job first off, that's down in Bend, Oregon. I was there on Friday, and I got a video uploaded on Friday, so you can see what I'm doing and how I'm getting started. So, I'm gonna head down there. Again, I don't know how much shots I'm gonna get down over there, because the homeowners are home, and I think they're gonna have their kids running around and stuff, so I'm probably not gonna get much footage. Obviously not gonna get children in any of the shots. So But we'll see. Maybe they take off and go to the park or something, and I don't have to worry about that. We'll see how today goes. So I'm gonna go work on that, and of course, you know, typical Monday morning when it's still hot outside. We're still close to touching 100 every day, with no sign of it stopping. Maybe next week. I got a bunch of AC no cooling calls that came in. I don't think I'm gonna do them because I really got to focus on this install, because they've been waiting a while, and I've been kind of coming by, for a minute, laying out, leaving. I got a Jetsco delivery today with all the stuff, all the ducted parts for the ducted system portion of that. So yeah, that's what's going on today. I'm gonna try and make one of these videos every day for you, regardless of what the workload is or what I'm doing. Obviously, I got plenty of workload. Just a matter if I could, get the shots and the customer's okay with it. It's kind of a juggling act, really. I think about it when I get up in the morning, like, are these people going to be okay? I always let them know. I'm like, hey, if you see me talking to myself, you see me with my camera out, I'm going to be doing a YouTube video with this, and most of the time they're cool with it. But boy, I've had a couple people that were real uneasy about it, and I'm like, it's not like people are going to see the inside of your house and go, oh shoot, I'm going to go in there and rob something, like they know where I'm at. I would never divulge any of that information. So, but people are paranoid, and I'm not going to use the phrase this day and age, because I hate that phrase, because things have been honestly crappy for a long time. We just know about it a lot easier these days because of social media and whatnot. So I'm gonna head out to this job, and we'll see what kind of shots I can get for you out there. I'll see you out there.
All right, guys, we're here on site. So I got the line sets that I prepped back at the shop on Friday, and then I got my I'm gonna go in and start doing the wall unit. So I got my anchors, my drill, got my level in my back pocket. So see if I can get you some shots in there. I'm not gonna get much inside. I think they're in there working in their offices, so we'll see if I can or not, but it might just be all outside line hide stuff today. All right, this is the one I couldn't show you the other day, so it's going to be centered on this wall right here. We're going to have a little bit of line hide that's going to shoot right there, and then outside down into the crawl. I got all my stuff there, hole saw, spotter bit, anchors. Let's get to putting it up. All right, guys, I got this noisy window shaker behind me, but so just like on that other project, one screw there, it's level, and then I can mark out all my holes for the anchors, and then I'll try to hit a couple studs with my 2-inch zips. So let's mark that out, and let's get this guy hung, and I'll show you how many screws I used and how I anchored it. So there you have it, 11 of those anchors. And then, like I said, we'll try to find a couple studs. We can get some 2-inchers. That'll hold this 12K unit just fine. All right, there you have it. I got all my screws in place. So I was able to find stud there. So I got a 2-incher there and there. And then I got a 2-incher there and there. So this guy's solid. And then I marked, I don't know why I marked on this one, because this line set's actually going to go out the side. And I'll show you that once I have it hung. Let's keep moving on. All right, we're living the good life. Got her up there. So they give you a nice little knockout there. You just cut out, and you can twist your lines that way. And yeah, we'll get that lined up, get my hole spotted, and get her drilled. Okay, bent my lines out of the way. Got my spotter through. So the best thing to do is just get your center from the ceiling. Center from the ceiling there, and then just go a little bit lower, because you want this guy to have a little bit of fall. Let's go see how that spotter looks outside. All right, she looks good. So it's gonna go just like this, and then just a little bit over here to get us into the crawl space, because this is the converted garage where I got my spotter there. So we got to come over a little bit, and then we'll roto hammer down into there. So let's keep moving. All right, we got the hole drilled on the inside. Let's go finish it up outside. I got a spotter through so my pilot bit will line up. Okay, I got my mess all cleaned up, got my fresh drop cloth laid down. Our hole is all the way through. Let's start doing some line height. I'll do this piece across here first, and then I'll go outside. All right, let's measure what we need there. Looks like about, oh, let's go 20 1/8. If it's long, we can trim it a little bit. Let's go cut that. All right, I got my piece of line height in there. Probably got 2 screws on that side, 2 on that side, so it'll hold firm. Let's go outside and run the line height. At least get it down to the vicinity. I'm probably not going to roto hammer today. Baby's sleeping. But I'm at least going to get it ran down into the vicinity of where I'm going to drill the hole. So let's go do that. All right, I'm not going to run this line height yet until I know exactly where my hole is going to be down below. So I'm going to go just mount that other wall unit. Take it easy. I got kids sleeping in there, so I'll get that hung, and then I'll try to do some stuff outside today. But yeah, I don't know. It's a lot of noise for them. I probably have to plan that. So let's go to the other side around the corner here. All right, I got my hole spotted. You can see it right there. I got that other bracket up inside. I'm just gonna move my goodies out of the way here and get my ladder set up, and I'll get that drilled, and we'll go ahead and run that line height down to where it needs to be, to where the heat pump's gonna go. Like I said, I'm not doing any video inside because of the kids, and they got a small baby that's sleeping in there, so be respectful of that. Yeah, let's get going on this part of it. All right, we got that hole drilled. All my stuff moved out of the way. I think that's the last hole that hole saw bit's gonna be drilling. She's pretty dull, and this is hardy plank here too. I should use my other ones, my spider bits, but I don't have them with me today. They got left in the shop. Damn it! So let's keep moving on. Indoor units hung. Got my line stubbed through, and then that one for the concealed duct, it's gonna be way up there somewhere. But I'm not doing that today. I might. We'll see. We'll see how far I get. I'm gonna get the line height for this one in, and then maybe I'll go scope that out. Let's see. Just kind of moving methodically today. And of course, I'm on the south side of the house too, so I'll be moving slowly and methodically. All right, guys, I got my line height piece up. I'm gonna do this one like I did that last job, where I make my flares up down here on the ground, and then they're all ready to go. I just have to go up and torque them. Put a little goop and schmear nylog on there. Boy, I hope we get some rain soon. It didn't rain. Well, it hasn't rained all this month and most of last month, but we're starting to get some thunderstormy-ish looking clouds building up. So maybe we'll get a surprise thunderstorm and water this place down a little bit. We can only hope. All right, I'm gonna get back to work and see if I can beat the heat today. All right, I got my pipe set up on my ladder there to flare. I got the usual suspects here: Black Max digital torque wrench, Black Max hand flaring block, cutters. I got my goop and schmear back there, the nylog blue, and then this one, I think I'll need one of these 1/2 to 3/8 reducers for the one of the lines on this 3-zone, so that'll come in handy. And yeah, that's pretty much it. What was I thinking? What was I going to tell you? Oh, I'm going to kind of show you how that little stop works on that flaring block. It's real handy. I used to have one that didn't have the stop, and I had to kind of guess. They made a little portable gauge that you could use to get your depth, but this is so much nicer and quicker and convenient. So yeah, let's get the flaring. Yeah, I wanted to show you this. So normally I would just have to kind of gauge, eyeball work how deep I wanted my flare to be, and sometimes I was big, sometimes I was small. But you slide this little bar over here, and you slide that little bar over, if you can see that, and that gives you your depth. And then you just move that out of the way and then slide your flaring part over. It's real handy. Just wanted to show you that real quick. I hadn't shown you that, so let's keep working so we can get out of this sun. And just like that, we got ourselves a perfect flare. Pretty good to me. let's go attach this one, and then I'll make up. I won't bore you with the other one, but I'll flare up the 1/4 inch and get it up there too. All right, got them all flared in. Got the lines clamped down. Got my 1/4 inch wire tied next to my 3/8, all nice and clean. Plenty of excess here to make up into my heat pump. The pad's gonna go somewhere in there. I'll level it out. This ground is hard as heck, so I think I'm gonna go scope out that attic hole and see what's going on with it, if it's not too boiling in there. So yeah, let's head on up there and see. And I got a big cleanup over here to do, so yeah, let's get up there and see what we can see. All right, guys, we're back at this hole, and got my light shining so you can see. I got to go all back in there and go drill a spotter, and then I'll go look at it outside and see if this pole is going to work okay. I think it will. So let me climb back there. All right, we're back here. Sorry about the bad lighting. I didn't bring my headlamp because I can see good enough, but right up against this wall, we're going to drill our hole. And yeah, again, sorry about the lighting. I got my trusty drill right here with the spotter on it, so let's drill this through. Well, looky there. A lot lower than I thought he was going to be. That's a plus. You can see that. Wait, I don't even on it. Yeah, it's right in there somewhere. Let's drill the hole. I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty stoked I'll be able to do this off my 6-footer and I don't have to get my extension ladder out for this entire project. That is awesome. Okay, I'm just proud of myself for that. Let's drill the hole. All right, just stand up on the top rung of that ladder right there and drill her. Cool. I want to run this line hide probably just like that and right next to the other one. Make it look pretty. Actually, it's below this window. I might just come. No, I think this will look better for aesthetics. So I'll follow the profile of that one. Let's get it up. Okay, I got most of it up. I just wanted to show you something here real quick. So how this Speedy channel has a longer side and a shorter side. When you're putting your different pieces together, make sure they all have the same uniformity, you know, with the long side on the same side. It makes it look better. And then if you want any tips and tricks about how to make these measurements quickly and easily without having to fudge around with it, let me know and I can go back to the shop and show you sometime. Yeah, I'm gonna keep moving on with this. I'm not gonna pull this line set today. It'll just kind of be in the way of the work that's gonna go on up there, so I'm just gonna leave it out for now. I'm gonna plug my holes up, and I told the customer I'd be out of here at 1 o'clock today, just to beat the heat. I'm on the south side here working, and I'm definitely not going back up in that attic. So yeah, I'll continue on. I'll get this line in and then see what else I can do to fill out my day. All right, that's a wrap on that line hide for over here. I still gotta do the line hide around the corner there for that other one. I'm gonna find some rags or something to shove in that hole, and then for the hole over there for today, and do some cleanup. That'll get me pretty close to 1 o'clock. Organize some stuff, make sure I'm not missing anything for tomorrow. So let's go do that. All right, guys, I got this area all organized. It's about 10 to 1, so I'll be leaving soon. Went ahead and got the hole here plugged up with basically the packaging material that the unit came in. And then over here, same thing. I got that one plugged up so they're not getting a warm draft coming through that hole. So yeah, we're gonna load up a couple more things and get on out of here. It looks like it's clouding up, so that's nice. Feels a lot better. Of course, now that I'm done, I'll show you how I install those riser feet and everything tomorrow when I set that MXZ 4C36. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting these guys some real AC, not those window shakers. They got one on the other side of the house too for mom. So that's a wrap from here. Truck's loaded to the hilts. I'm gonna cruise on out of here and get on the road. All right, so yeah, I think that's a good start
to that that 3-zone Mitsubishi. I'm happy with the progress. I mean, I'm by myself. You know, it's a lot of work for me by myself. I understand that, and I'm not getting any younger, that's for sure. I feel it every night. It's kind of a double-edged sword, though. You know, yeah, it's more work for me. It's harder work on my body, but you know, I'm able to do better quality control on everything that's done. You know, I'm at the point in my career where, you know, not to brag, but yeah, no, actually it's not bragging, it's the truth. I'm very, very slow, but I don't make mistakes anymore. And if I do make mistakes, which are rare in the work, you know, the stuff that I'm doing, because it's all repetitive. Every job that I take on is something I've done before, so there's very little surprises that come with it. So it allows me to do my work methodically and, you know, by the book, and not really have any head-scratching moments that you know. I think a big issue that a lot of new business owners have, or new tradesmen in general, is they try to bite off more than they can chew. I don't do that anymore. I used to do that. I learned the hard way. Do not take on work that you're not familiar with. Or if you do, you know, just understand that there's going to be a learning curve, and you're gonna look stupid maybe to the customer, and you might not make as much money as you expected to. So I'm so tired of this construction on this highway. Just all they're doing is painting it. It's been like a week. It's crazy. They're supposed to be down on the 12th anyway. That's city workers for you. But yeah, bottom line with that is, you know, there's nothing wrong with doing easy stuff. You know, if you've done a lot of stuff in the HVAC trade, it gets pretty easy for you. As far as the mental, you know, laying stuff out and actually doing the job. Now, physically, yeah, it's getting harder on me. It really is. You know, especially with this heat that you know, I harp on it every day. It's hot. It's really hot. And now it's getting kind of humid because we got these thunderstorms trying to build up in here. I think tomorrow's a better chance, so I might get pushed out by the wind and rain tomorrow. Possible. I haven't looked at the weather forecast since yesterday. But yeah, that's a wrap on today. I just wanted to rant a little bit about, you know, work that you should and should not take as a HVAC business owner, or even just one of the workers, because you can get in over your head real quick and cause yourself problems. Speaking from experience, I've done it a lot, and I don't do it anymore. I can see the writing on the wall when I walk up on something that I'm just frankly not qualified to do, and I can admit that. So you'll be a lot more successful if you live by that motto of, you know, I know what I know, and I know what I don't know. So in closing, that's it. So have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, in today's video, I'm back up in that attic, and I have a little chat about not being busy this time of year. How is that even possible? Stay tuned. Good morning, guys. Seton HVAC. It is Wednesday, July 24th, 2024. So, I had somebody comment, it was overnight, I think, while I was sleeping, that he said his workload was down 70% this year. Now, I don't know anything about this individual. I don't know how long he's been in business, what his area in HVAC is, but I find that really strange. I mean, if he's watching my channel, I'm thinking he probably does HVAC residential stuff. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't be that interested. I could be wrong. Maybe he does commercial stuff and he likes to watch residential stuff to learn. I don't know, but man, it's been hot everywhere. I pay attention to what the weather's like throughout the country. Now, I know it's not everywhere, and like I'm sure Hawaii, they're pretty much have the same temperatures every year. But as far as our lower 48 here, it's been hot pretty much in every region. So if that's, and let me backtrack here. So that should not drive your business. What should drive your business is repeat customers, referrals, etc. You shouldn't rely on the weather to keep yourself steady. Now, the weather can turn you from steady to complete mayhem, which it's done to me because, normally I'm just steady Eddie, one-man band. I don't really have to work every day, and that's the truth of the matter. Honestly, I'd like to do two good change outs a week and enjoy my family and build the business. Excuse me. But this summer we had just an amazing stretch of 100-degree weather that doesn't normally happen in July, and it's got me just going crazy, balls to the wall. So I don't understand how maybe he's new, but he said he's down 70% to normal. So if there's a normal, there's something to fall back on there as far as previous years. So I don't know. I just found that strange, especially this year. I understand if we had a cool summer or something. I get it, but after a certain amount of time, you should have a customer base and a referral base that keeps you busy as you want to be. I have other small contractors in my area that I can give work to. If I'm slammed, I can at least refer the customer to them. Maybe they're too slammed to handle it too, but it's okay to turn work away if you have as much work as you feel like you need. Some months I'm tired. I'm not going to take on as much work. Some months I'm just raring to go. I have a feeling in August, August I'm going to be busy, but I'm going to have some gaps. And that's going to be planned because this July is wearing me out. June wore me out. We had some vacations and stuff, but those wear you out too. I just need a day to stop and not do anything. Stare at the ceiling or something. So anyway, I just wanted to touch on that. So we're headed back out to this 3-zone Mitsubishi. I think what I'm going to do first off, I'm going to get this drain in for this concealed ducted unit. And then I'm going to get those last 2 lines flared. I'm going to get my vacuum pump going. I'm going to start working on the wiring. I'm going to get this thing set up so I can get it running, even without these flex runs hooked up. That'll kind of feel good up there. And then, I can finish out the day by connecting those runs and they can have their system up and running. And then, depending on what time it is, I've been working probably about 6 hours a day, which is fine out in the field because I have other stuff I have to do after I get off work, as far as administrative stuff and putting these videos together takes me a while too. So that's the plan for today. I already told him I might have a half day tomorrow, so I might come back tomorrow and do the line hide, seal up holes. I got to strap the line set in the crawl, things like that. So I think it's a good way to go about it. I'm not going to kill myself. It's getting smoky today. It's going to be warm again. Take it easy, enjoy life. I'll see you out at the job.
Okay guys, we're here. Got a bunch of PVC, so I'm not going to have to worry about having enough of that. I think what I'm going to do first thing, I also grab some more fittings, some caulking and stuff. I got my elbows and the flex that I need to finish up the ducting. I'm going to grab my flaring stuff. It's real smoky this morning. That's all smoke, that's not clouds. I'm going to grab all my flaring stuff and go flare that mom's room unit finally. See you over there. Alright, so we're back here to make that make that flare connection. Let's get doing. All right, I got that other wall unit flared in. Wasn't too exciting, but I'm going to take this 1/2 inch here and flare it on, and then I have to adapt to my 3/8. It'll be fine. It's a short run. It's a 12K unit. 3/8 quarter will work just fine. I got my nitrogen flowing outside, and I'm going to brace the 1/2 onto the 3/8. So I'll show you the finished product. Okay guys, I got these flared in. I got my brace joint there. I'm going to go turn my nitro off. All my lines are connected now, so I'm going to go outside and pump it up. Let's cross our fingers. It was pretty tight getting these in there, but once I get this on pressure, I'm going to go do the condensate drains. All right, guys, switched it over from purge to pressure test. I got it at 300. I'm going to grab my soap bubble solution and spray everything down. I won't bore you with it. Let's hope she holds. I'm going to go work on the condensate for the concealed ducted now. I think I'm gonna have it come out right next to it. I think maybe I'll come over there and just have it come straight down there. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I don't want to run it in the line hide, try to squeeze it through there. So let's get working on that once I get this soap bubble down. All right, soap bubble test went well. I'm gonna let that guy sit for another hour or so before I get my vacuum pump going. In the meantime, let's work on this drain. I got my spotter through there. You see where that comes out? That comes out in the corner in that attic. So I want to come over there because it lines right up. And I can come down right next to that box and come all the way down to the ground here. Best way to do it, I think, than try to cram it in here and come down and do whatever. So we'll just go see where that spotter looks up in the attic, and we'll drill it. Very nice. See that, guys? See it right there? That'll work perfect. So what I'll do is I'll come out with an elbow, and I'm gonna come across here and I'll just strap to these studs here all the way back to the unit. It'll be perfect. I'm gonna go drill that hole. Okay guys, hole is drilled. Excuse me. A little change of plans though. I'm gonna stop right now. I might put the 90 in there with a piece and put my piece down here for now, but I really want to get these 2 wall units going for them downstairs. So what I'm gonna do is let that hold a little bit longer. I'm gonna start working on the wiring. I'll get my vacuum pump set up. I'm gonna work on the wiring for outside, and then for the 3 indoor units, along with the wall thermostat for the concealed ducted. That way I can get this fired up ASAP, and I can keep working on drains and stuff while it's running. I just won't run this upstairs one because the drain, you know, won't be hooked up yet, but that's fine. At least we can get it going somewhat, and then continue on with the loose ends and stuff and whatnot. Okay guys, got my electrical stuff here. So I got my wire strippers, my crimping tool for the eyelet connectors that I use on all the grounds, my Phillips screwdriver, obviously all the terminals are Phillips, and then my 1 connector for the concealed ducted, and there's my 3 eyelet connectors for the 3 grounds. This will take care of all the indoor units, and then I'll show you what I use for the outdoor. Let's get to wiring these up. Alright guys, I couldn't get a lot of footage of the wiring. There's kind of a lot of commotion in there. But this is the downstairs, the wall unit's right on the other side there. I'm going to string this through, and then I did the other one like I always do. S1, S2, S3 is black, white, red, and then, you know, use the eyelet connector for the ground. So I'll do the same thing here. I'm not going to bore you with it. And then once I get to where I'm out here, or actually up to the concealed ducted, I'll have some more footage for you. But let's get this strung and wired in. Hey guys, a little break from the electrical inside there. I got my pump going. Let's pull her down. I'm going to finish up the wiring. Should have this thing fired up before too long. It's kind of exciting. The upstairs ducting ain't done, but I can get these wall units going. It'd be awesome. Alright guys, we're back outside. I didn't get many shots of the wiring in there because the kids are playing in the playroom right there. But our VAC's looking good. You can see that 167 and dropping. Do a decay test here in a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and start wiring 1, 2, 3, well, B, C, D, and we'll go from there. Looking good. Get this thing fired up soon. Okay, I got that third SO cable over here, so I got all 3 here now. I got my 3 steel tight connectors. and I got my seal tight. Let's make these up. Same as the indoor. Black, white, red, and then an eyelet ground. Let's get doing it. Hey guys, just wanted to show you before I run my seal tight around my SO cables here. I cleaned up all my lines because I slip these when I'm flaring them so it's not in the way of my flaring block. So I put a couple wire ties on each run, clean it up, make it look nice. Okay, let's go do the electrical stuff. Okay guys, I got my first one landed down here. This is the electrician's one. This is the line voltage. That was already done the other day. But I just want to note something. So when I run my seal tight like through into the crawl, or if I'm running it into the line height, general rule of thumb is about 6 inches. You know, but if you're in there, you're fine. As long as it's not exposed outside, you're okay. So just wanted to note that. Let's keep landing these wires. Okay guys, got the first one landed. So just like usual, S1 is black, S2 is white, S3 red. Always black, white, red. It matches the indoor. And then I got my eyelet connector on my ground. So if you watched my other video, I'm not using the A. So my lowest one is B, and then we're going to do C, and then we're going to do, where's D? B up here. So, yeah. Yeah, I got that right. So B, C, D. I'm not using those terminals there. Only a 3-zone on this 4-zone 36K. Okay, I got the other two landed, black, white, red ground. Let's see what our back's at. Looks like 150-ish. Let's do a decay test. Okay guys, it's been about 10 minutes and we're about 384. So I think we're good. Let's release the charge. All right, she's running. Yep, I got the unit running. I'm gonna go ahead and button this up. I'm gonna get the drain strung outside and put the line cover on this so I'm out of this room for good. Always leave all the paperwork, the remote, mounting screws with the remote control mount if they want to use it. So yeah, let's button this up in here and then we'll head outside. Alright guys, I'm all finished up in here. I went ahead and took my Lysol wipes and cleaned everything up, made sure I didn't have a single fingerprint anywhere. I poured water on the coil, make sure my drain working good, draining out just fine. That's a wrap on this room. It's about 11:30 now. I'm gonna go up and start and get those supplies tied in. Actually, I'm gonna get that drain in for the concealed ducted, and then I'll get those lines tied in. They'll have some AC upstairs today because Dad is still upstairs for the week. So let's go get that done. Okay, guys, got everything I need. I got 2 pieces of pipe. This will get me all the way to the unit. My glue, cutters, 1 coupling, and 2 elbows, and then my clamps. And I'm going to bring my screw pouch in there. My 1-inch screws are already upstairs. I'm going to throw all this small stuff inside my little pouch, carry these up, make 1 trip back there, and get this drain in. Then I can tie those supplies in. This is starting to get me excited. Okay guys, getting ready to head back to do my drain stuff. I got all my goodies there and my drills right there. I went ahead and turned this thing on and programmed the thermostat. So what I did is I just stuck that filter my opening since the return's not connected yet. That way it'll blow some cold air on me while I'm back there. I'm liking it. Alright guys, I got it ran back all the way about to where my supply connections are here on the ducted unit. I'm going to stop now. I'm going to connect this guy and just keep working my way back towards the unit. I won't have to come back here anymore. But that went quick. That was like 5 minutes. It's a pain in the butt though because they're 24 on center joists. I should have got a plank and laid it back in there, but it is what it is. Got her in there. Let's connect this supply, and then we'll finish off the drain, and then we'll connect the other supply, and then work on the return. Get this thing ducted so these people have AC upstairs finally. They don't even have window shakers up here, so let's get this done. Okay guys, I got that 1 supply in. I got my drain all the way done. This stuff just kind of temps, so it won't sweat overnight. I'm going to tape it and make it look nicer. Still have my return temp, but here's my other supply. I'm going to bring him up and over here so I still can access everything and tie him in. So let's do it. Oh, it's tight in there. Oh well. All right, guys, so they came home. What I did was I hooked up that other supply up there so both rooms have it. I'm just going to continue to draw. It's getting a little too tight and too hot up there, but I'm going to continue to have it draw from the attic space if I can think. It's real, my brain's fried, it's hot up there, and it's getting tighter by the minute with all the duct. But I'm going to leave just that filter on that return air opening. You know, it'll just drop in the attic. It's fine. It's cooling decently up there, better than they've had. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up and get on out of here. You know, all my drains. So I got my drains and line cover, and then hooking up that return tomorrow. So I think that's reasonable. I can get her done and put a wrap on this one. I'll make sure I sweep up everything real good, do a final cleanup tomorrow, and take my Lysol wipes there, wipe everything down, get all my fingerprints off everything. So, and I'm gonna take what garbage I can with me today, and yeah, let's do it, and I'll be back with you when I'm on the road. All right, guys, I rolled on out of there. I don't know if you can tell or not on the video, but man, it got real smoky this afternoon. Of course, right when I said that, the sun pops out, but yeah, it's still really warm, really smoky, and making me really miserable. So it's about 1:45. You know, I got on the road about 7, so that's about all I got in me when the conditions are like this. You know, I know some of you guys would say, well, why don't you just stay until it's done? I mean, then you don't have to go back. Like, it's not that far of a drive, and I gotta pace myself, because a lot of these times I finish these days like this, I do have some other stuff that I go do that I don't necessarily get on video. So it's not like this is the end of my day. I have many other things I still have to do. You know, I'm not gonna set my camera in front of my laptop and show you how I do my books and stuff. That'd be kind of boring, wouldn't it? But anyway, no, I got there. The 2 wall units are running. I got the supplies ducted on that concealed ducted. You know, I have the return just temped with the filters on the end of the return plenum, which is fine for one night. And you know, it's drawing attic air, but shoot, it's still putting out some pretty cool air into those rooms. And you know, they've never had it before up there, so he's bound to sleep different tonight. The dad, he's staying up there right now. So yeah, I'm gonna go back tomorrow and do the line hide, do the drains, and I gotta tie that return in. That should finish out my day, finish out the job and finish out the day just fine. I'll get off like I normally do and not kill myself. Those days are over. I used to kill myself every day. The longest day I ever worked was, let's see, I started at 6 in the morning. We got done about 4 o'clock, and then the boss said, hey, we got a boiler system that needs to get replaced overnight at this restaurant. So we loaded up for it and got there. They actually closed early, closed the restaurant because they didn't have any hot water. We got there about 8, I think, and worked all the way till about 11 or 12 p.m. the next day. And, you know, I was young then. I was in my 20s, and I could handle that. But the days of me doing that are over. I don't think I could. I think I'd have to take a few days off if I did that. And, you know, I need to be there for my customers every day, even if it is for, you know, 6 hours, because I can still get done what needs to get done. I do advertise after-hours services, but it has to be an emergency. It can't be hey, my AC's out, I need you to come fix my AC. I don't do after-hours stuff for that. Now, in the wintertime, I will go out after hours if it's a dangerous situation where somebody doesn't have heat, if they have health problems, if they're old, things of that nature. But I will not take time away from my personal time, personal family time, for something that's not an emergency, and I don't think anybody should. You know, a lot of these big companies do that because they're greedy,
and they're like, well, we can get time and a half or double time or whatever it is, and more power to them. If that's how they want to run their business, then they can do it. But I'm not going out to fix somebody's AC at 9 o'clock at night because they're used to having it. It's a luxury at that point. It's not a necessity. And people should take precautions for if their central system, forced air system, goes down. Keep yourself a couple space heaters. If you're worried about pipes freezing, then maybe you should take those precautions so stuff like that can't happen. Now, I understand that everybody has the money to do that, or the means, or they're in a predicament, but that type of work is for other people, not for me. And you can call me whatever you want to call me, but I'm 30 years in. I'm approaching my late 40s, and my body feels it all the time. So I don't need to make it any worse. I definitely don't need to make it any worse. I don't want to work all this time and be doing all this hard work and then not be able to enjoy my retirement because I'm crippled or whatever it may be. So I'm a hard worker. You guys have seen my work. I work my ass off, and it's a one man deal. I don't have somebody else to lift the other end of stuff. It's all me, and the fact that I work that way allows me to take breaks when I need to, and that if it's at the end of the day, so be it. So anyway, I'm rambling about that, but this customer's happy. They have cooling for the first time ever, and I'm proud of that. And I think the solution I gave them is a good one. So that being said, I'll be back there tomorrow. Let me know in the comments what type of stuff you guys would like to see, if you like the flow of the videos, or if there's something you want me to change, want me to quit rambling, whatever it may be. But I'm doing the best I can, one man and a cell phone. So until then, I'll talk to you tomorrow.